What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to my channel only if you want to. But look, my beautiful people, I appreciate my new subscribers, man. We going up every day, man. And we'll be at 1 million sometime in the next 10 years. You feel me? But that's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is growing a dope group of people, man. And we doing this thing called life together and entertaining each other and supporting each other mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get our health right out here. You know, I had a lot of people hit me up and say what type of workout plans that I'm on and stuff like that, man. I intermittent fast. I'm just gonna keep it short. I intermittent fast, and you know what I'm saying, I eat semi-clean, but I do have cheat days to keep, you know, you gotta keep yourself sane. But I just had to drop that because a lot of people has been asking me lately, asking me how I got the big arms. I just work out, bro. I do workout videos on my vlog channel, so go down below, hit the vlog channel, subscribe to it. The videos will be dropping. I've been editing videos and getting y'all all the content ready, so you know, vlogmas and everything is gonna be lit. But and that's also the backup channel. But man, we got this 15 strange animals, phenoms that happen on Earth. You feel me? Look, I've been in one before, but I'll explain it at the end of the video. Let's hop into it here without further ado. Hopefully y'all having a good day. I know I am. If you're not in it by yourself. Let's get it.
Nature never ceases to amaze. These animal kingdom oddities may seem like urban legends, but they all actually happened and had real-life scientists scratching their heads. Here are 15 strange animal phenomena that happened on Earth. While you're here, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more such amazing content. Number 15. Narcisse Snake Dens. Canada usually seems like such a non-scary place. The pristine lakes, the gentle manners, the political tolerance, the free-flowing sorries. It's not exactly a place you'd think would be teeming with snakes just below the surface. And that's true, as long as you don't hang out in Narcisse, Manitoba. Every spring and autumn, the largest congregation of snakes anywhere in the world is found in this area, drawing visitors from across the globe. For between 1 and 3 weeks at a particular spot along Highway 17, tens of thousands of red-sided garter snakes make their way above ground from inside the fissures in the limestone, looking for mates.
But that gave me the creeps.
They congregate in rocky pits, weaving together to form vast, living, moving tapestries of snakes that can be as wide as 20 feet across. A mass of snakes is clearly audible between the hissing and the sound of scales rubbing together. When they're finished with their business in the spring, the garters split from their dens along the highway to nearby wetlands for the summer to bask in the sunshine, and then return to Narcisse in the fall to slither back underground and do it all over again.
You know what? I'm not scared of snakes, but imagine if you just walk and minding your business and then you stumble across that. What would be your first action? Like, what would you do? What would be your reaction to that? Let me know in the comments down below.
14. Headless Chicken. In 1945, farmer Lloyd Olson took one of his many chickens to the chopping block to prepare dinner for his family. After decapitating the chicken, something strange happened. The chicken didn't die. The headless chicken, which the family later named Mike, continued to wander around the farm and steadfastly refused to be turned into the Olsons' supper. The Olsons discovered that they could still feed and water Mike by way of an eyedropper inserted into his neck hole. After that, they took the chicken out on the road, showing him off as Mike the Headless Chicken.
But hey, look, that's crazy as hell, bro. Let Mike die, bro. Let him die. Who the hell want to live like that? That's so messed up, bro.
What magic kept Mike alive? Sheer luck, as it happens.
That's crazy.
Scientists at the University of Utah who examined Mike found that Olson barely missed Mike's brainstem, which allowed him to continue walking and moving even after his decapitation. Unfortunately, Mike died when his family lost his eyedropper and were unable to help him when he began to choke on a kernel of corn. Number 13. Raining birds. In a small town...
Bro, they ain't have to do Mike like that, bro. Absolutely not, bro. That's the most messed up thing I've seen, bro.
In Arkansas, USA, the locals were just carrying about their day, doing very mundane things until suddenly, in 2012, the whole town witnessed something rather unusual. It started to rain ravens. Dead ravens, obviously, but it was raining birds.
Good.
It rained over 5,000 dead blackbirds in the early hours of New Year's Day in 2012. What's the craziest thing about this? This wasn't the first time it happened. It was the second time that it happened. We don't know if it happened a third time since then, but if it did, I wonder what the locals would think then. Number 12.
They drank some poison water or something.
In 2010, 10 years worth of rainfall poured into Pakistani cities and villages in less than a week, completely ravaging the affected areas. An unexpected side effect of the flooding in parts of Pakistan had seen that millions of spiders climbed up into the trees to escape the rising floodwaters. Because of the scale of the flooding and the fact that the water had taken so long to recede...
Bruh, I would have been flushed out with the water, because they said all them spiders went up in the trees like that. You know what? Just go ahead and flush me away. I'm not going to hold on to no damn tree with a whole bunch of spiders like that. Absolutely not, sir. I drift down. I take my chances in the water.
Many trees have become cocooned in spiders'
That's
webs.
gross.
Spiders have built massive webs on trees, turning them into ghostly cocoons. Such a phenomenon has never been seen before. Number 11. Germany's bursting toads. Hamburg is often known as an idyllic port city of book publishers and media giants. Lately, however, the city's peace and quiet has been interrupted by a sickening natural oddity. Over 1,000 of the city's greenish-brown toads have swelled up to almost 4 times their normal size.
Wow, what's happened?
And then, bang, exploded, sending horrific entrails and body parts several feet into the pristine air. Stunned residents have nicknamed their city's once bucolic lake the Pond of Death, and officials have cordoned off the area for investigation. Vets and animal welfare agencies have spent days puzzling over the deeply troubling and downright disgusting mystery. Is it a fungus? Is it a virus? Are the toads simply suicidal? All the speculation was finally put to rest when Frank Munchman, one of Germany's top experts on amphibians, cracked the case, and the explanation was even more shocking than the toads' violent deaths. The massacre was apparently the work of a highly intelligent species of crow. Frank examined both living and dead specimens of the Hamburg toads, and what he found was truly chilling. Identical circular incisions on their backs, just the size of a bird's beak. He also figured out that all the amphibians had their livers missing. There were no bite or scratch marks, so we knew the toads weren't being attacked by a raccoon or a rat, which would have also eaten the entire toad, Frank said. It was clearly the work of crows, which are clever enough to know the toad's skin is toxic and realise the liver is the only part worth eating. Only once the liver is gone does the toad realise it's being attacked. It puffs itself up as a natural defence mechanism. But since it doesn't have a diaphragm or ribs, without the liver there's nothing to hold the rest of its organs in. The lungs stretch out of all proportion and rip. The rest of the organs simply expel themselves. Number 10.
Damn birds!
Individually, a European starling is little more than a common blackbird. They're practically everywhere. More than 200 million are in North America alone, singing their chirpy little songs and becoming to many backyard growers and full-time farmers a bit on the pesty side. Collectively, though, starlings transform into something else entirely. Together, in flight, in mesmerising flocks that sometimes number in the hundreds of thousands, they are a breath-stealing wonder, a pulsating, swooping, living, harmonised whole, seemingly defying the laws of nature while defining nature itself. In the 1930s, famed ornithologist Edmund Sellers suggested that birds moving in murmurations were using some sort of telepathy to transmit their flying intentions. They must think collectively, all at the same time, a flash out of so many brains, he wrote in his book,
like a tornado.
Transference, or What, in Birds. As the years wore on, we found out that's not quite it. In the 1950s, scientists studying insects and fish and other collective animal behaviour posited that group movement is more of a stunningly fast response to others in the flock, rather than some innate mind-reading ability or a command from the group leader. Number 9.
I don't know, do y'all believe that? See, look, man, we as human beings, we just think we know every damn thing about other animals and mammals and everything, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's a lot more to this than what they can actually fathom at this point. Let me know if y'all agree with that in the comments down below.
Red crab migration.
I done seen this in person
before.
before.
Something incredible happens on Christmas Island. Around 50 million red crabs are estimated to live on Christmas Island, located in the Indian Ocean off the northwestern coast of Australia, which it is a part of. Between October and December, at the beginning of the wet season, these animals start an incredible journey across the land, leaving their homes in the inland to go to the seaside and lay their eggs. The migration begins when adult crabs leave their burrows in the dense jungle and walk to the beach, dipping in the ocean to replenish body salts. Male crabs dig burrows in the sand, which they defend from other crabs while they try.
But I eat the hell out of them crabs, though. Like, y'all like seafood? Let me know. Hey, do y'all think that y'all can just live off of seafood? I think that I could make that transition. I could do that.
to mate with the
The
females.
hell out of crabs.
Then migrate back
They ain't
home
sound right,
while the
did it?
females stay with their eggs. After 2 to 3 weeks, the female crabs put their eggs into the ocean and start their own return journey,
Okay.
while the eggs hatch
gross.
into the water as larvae. The tiny creatures turn beaches red before slowly progressing across the island, crossing roads and meandering around
Wow.
houses until they link up
Oh,
with the adults.
absolutely not.
4 years later, the crabs are ready to make their own migration to the beach to mate and begin the life cycle all over again. All phases of the migration are popular tourist attractions, with visitors timing their travel to coincide with it
Them little
and
ones,
see the unique sight as the crabs only live on Christmas Island. Number 8. Beached fish or not? Speaking of raining weird creatures, on New Year's Eve in Norway, people are singing, eating, drinking, making merry and all that, and the fish from the sea decided that they didn't want to be left out of these celebrations anymore, and basically beached themselves on a long stretch of coast in northern Norway.
What?
An estimated 20 tons of fish just beached there. We say estimated because before officials could even make a proper count and begin clean-up operations, the fish just upped and vanished. No one has any idea what happened to cause such a massive amount of obviously dead fish to just completely disappear. Number 7.
Yeah, that's strange right there. That's strange. Like, how the hell did it disappear? I think it's aliens, bro. It gotta be aliens, man. The aliens in the water scaring the damn fish, man. Something happening.
Whale
That's my thoughts.
suicides. The short-finned pilot whale is a large species of dolphin with a dark grey body and a bulbous head. It's an intensely social animal that spends its life in the company of others, and that, sadly, is also how it sometimes dies. In March 2018, around 150 short-finned pilot whales stranded themselves at Hamlin Bay, a site on Australia's western coast around 200 miles south of Perth. Trained staff and volunteers had hauled 6 survivors back into the sea, but their fate is still uncertain. Rescued whales often re-strand themselves, and nightfall will make their movements harder to track. Western Australia is no stranger
sense.
to mass whale strandings. 9 years before, to the day, 80 long-finned pilot whales, a closely related species, stranded themselves in the very same spot. 3 years before, again almost to the day, around 20 long-finned pilot whales washed up at Bunbury, about 70 miles to the north.
That made no
None of
sense.
those incidents pale in comparison to the largest mass stranding ever documented in the region. This isn't a uniquely Australian problem. New Zealand's Fair Whale Spit is a notorious whale trap where pilot whales regularly strand. Up to 650 long-finned pilot whales beached there last February, of which 400 or so were saved. Cape Cod is another hotspot, and sees...
Hey, man, what y'all think? I think something is scaring these animals, man. Like, something is scaring them. Because they did a study one time, too. I mean, it's similar, but not with the great white sharks. But it finds out if they take this, if the other great white smelled that a shark, another great white was killed, and they can smell those hormones in the water, they all leave. They all go very, very far away. Even if they have a certain spot that they go to and migrate. Because orca whales was hunting those great whites. And once they can smell that in the water, all the great whites will take a deep dive and just leave. So I'm thinking with these dolphins, it's probably something of the same. It's something out there that's scaring them to the point where they just want to beach themselves and commit suicide. What do y'all think? Am I tripping?
Is an average of 226 stranded whales and dolphins every year. Given this long history, it's unclear if these events have become any more frequent of late, or if they're simply easier to spot in an interconnected world. Still, there is something deeply unsettling about mass strandings. Cetaceans, the group that includes whales and dolphins, are highly intelligent and beautifully adapted to life in the water.
Right.
Why would they leave the aquatic world to risk death? And why do so many of them do so at the same time?
Right.
No one really knows. There's a multitude of hypotheses and few firm answers. Number 6. Sea of Stars. As if the islands of the Maldives weren't already heaven on earth, come night time, Vardu Island reveals another mystical surprise: glowing blue waves lapping the sandy shore like something out of a fantasy island. As the sun sets below the
That's
sea,
hard.
Vardu Island's waters
Hard.
are taken over by a shimmering sight. They light up, a glittery spread of blue reflecting the sky.
That's dope.
This island in particular is known for its amazing Sea of Stars, where the waters glow neon blue
That's
at
dope.
night. A tiny microorganism, a phytoplankton called dinoflagellates, reacts with oxygen under the water and is triggered to produce this blue glow when it feels movement. Therefore, waters where these small phytoplankton live sparkle as if mirroring or capturing the stars.
That's crazy.
Number 5. Wave of locusts. Weeks before the coronavirus spread through much of the world, parts of Africa were already threatened by another kind of plague. The biggest locust outbreak some countries had seen in 70 years. Now, the second wave of the voracious insect, some 20 times the size of the first, is arriving.
What?
Billions of the young desert locusts are winging in from breeding grounds in Somalia in search of fresh vegetation springing up with seasonal rains. It's the locusts that everyone is talking about, said Yoweri Aboket, a farmer in Uganda. Once they land in your garden, they do total destruction. Some people will even tell you that the locusts are more destructive than the coronavirus. There are even some who don't believe that the virus will reach here. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization has called the locust outbreak, caused in part by climate change, an unprecedented threat to food security and livelihoods. The UN has raised its aid appeal from $76 million to $153 million, saying immediate action is needed before more rainfall fuels further growth in locust numbers. So far, the FAO has collected $111 million in cash or pledges. Number 4.
Bro, I just watched a movie on Netflix, man, on them damn locusts. And this woman, she was like selling the locusts for like food, right? It was like for protein. And then, you know, some of the farmers are feed it to their animals, like locusts, for real, for real. And she got to the point where she couldn't produce that many locusts. And she found out that the locusts like to eat people. Like, they like blood and stuff. So, bro, she started feeding the locust dogs. Look on Netflix, man. I'll try to think of it while we go. But you'll probably see it. It's in one of the trending movies on Netflix. And after a while, bro, she ran out of like fresh blood, pig blood, and all that other stuff. She started feeding them dogs, people dogs. And then on top of that, you know, she ran out of that. So she started letting the locusts feed on her. And then the locusts, they started getting so big and she started producing so much that they escaped and then they start eating people, bro. Skinning them off the bone, you feel me? But that's a good movie if y'all want to check it out. Y'all here on this video, y'all obviously, you know, kind of into stuff like that. I just want to let y'all know. Y'all said the last movie that I told y'all was real good, like the Tomorrow War. Y'all rock with that joint.
Monarch butterfly migration. While animal migration in general remains mysterious, the migration pattern of the monarch butterfly is particularly noteworthy. The study of the migrations of this strikingly coloured orange and black creature has led to remarkable theories and a few puzzling questions. The bulk of monarchs residing east of the Rocky Mountains fly to a specific region in the mountains of central Mexico. Somewhere between 100 and 150 million butterflies travel this route each fall. The monarchs remain at these overwintering sites until the following spring, when they return north. The timing of this annual migration is theorised to be linked to the changes in the amount of daylight that begin to occur at this time of year. The variability of day and night temperatures that take place in late August and September probably also help trigger the migrations to Mexico. Why they like this part of Mexico is apparent. The forested locations in the mountains provide an ideal climate for overwintering. The big mystery in the process is, how do monarchs find the same site each year? The lifespan of a monarch butterfly is only 6 months, which means each new generation of butterflies migrates without an older generation to lead the way. How do they end up at the same locations year after year? One theory is that monarchs use the Earth's magnetic field to guide them to this specific area. Another theory is that they're guided by the polarization of the sun's rays. Scientists had come with so many theories, but the mystery still remains. Number 3. Monkey invasion. While shops shut, populations locked down and tourists stay home, wildlife is encroaching.
Oh shit, monkey invasions. Like, I had no clue something like this was gonna be on the list. Absolutely not, bro. I'm not messing with these damn monkeys. You know what monkeys can do to you? No.
Into formerly no-go territory. But while some, like the wild goats of North Wales, seem to be enjoying their new domains, others, like the monkeys of Lopburi, Thailand, are clearly hungry and missing people. Pictures of animals roaming our deserted streets might at first glance seem cute or fun, but they're also a stark illustration of the economic paralysis caused by the coronavirus crisis, and a reminder of the close relationships between humans and animals. The negative impact on animals of people staying indoors is clearly seen in the Thai city of Lopburi, northeast of Bangkok. Locals have described vast brawls of monkeys estimated at around 1,000 in one report, scavenging among trash and fighting for food.
Damn.
Number 2. Cow compass. Now let's talk about clever animals. As you probably know, many birds, insects and even mammals have a fixed movement direction, and now cows and bulls have joined them. A group of German scientists decided to study cows' behaviour. It was like a weird topic for an investigation, right? But for many years, farmers paid attention and found something interesting. Scientists also studied images from Google Earth and have confirmed that cattle tend to align their bodies in a north-south direction. While deer also display this behaviour, a phenomenon that has apparently gone unnoticed by herdsmen and hunters for thousands of years. In the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, scientists say the Earth's magnetic fields may influence the behaviour of these animals. The Earth can be viewed as a huge magnet, with magnetic north and south situated close to the geographical poles. Many species, including birds and salmon, are known to use the Earth's magnetic fields in migration, rather like a natural GPS. A few studies have shown that some mammals, including bats, also use a magnetic compass to help their sense of direction. Dr. Sabine Begel from the University of Duisburg-Essen, Germany, has mainly studied the magnetic sense of mole rats, African animals that live in underground tunnels. We were wondering if larger animals also have this magnetic sense, she told BBC News. Before moving to number 1 on our list, here is an unusual event that happened on January 15th, 1877. Memphians are horrified to discover unusual objects mixed with the rain during a heavy downpour. Umbrellas really aren't much help against thousands of foot-long garter snakes dropping from the sky, most of them very much alive. Investigating the phenomenon, Scientific American magazine pondered where so many snakes could exist in such abundance and suggested that they were probably off by a hurricane and wafted through the atmosphere.
Absolutely not.
Imagine being in that city
crazy
on that day and having those snakes just literally raining down from above. What would you do? Let us know in the comments below. Number 1. Bird that cries hawk. Among the rolling red dunes of the Kalahari Desert, the song of the fork-tailed drongo provides a warning that predators are lurking close.
Bruh, look, I don't even want to see number 1. Them damn snakes fall like that, bro. I'm moving, bro. Immediately. I'm moving.
Close by. The songbird acts as the desert's watchdog, always poised and ready to warn its fellow creatures of impending danger. Or at least that's what the bird wants you to believe. Scientists claim this tricky African bird is in fact a pathological liar in the animal kingdom. Drongos, common in southern Africa, usually get meals the honest way, such as capturing insects in mid-air using their incredible aerial skills. But at other times, like on cold mornings when a few insects are flitting around, the drongos turn to a life of crime. When times are hard, the crafty bird can make false alarms to make other animals drop their kill and run from the scene. Meanwhile, the drongo swoops in to pick up the remains. But sometimes the birds try this tactic too often, and when they don't get a reaction, researchers have discovered they have another trick up their sleeve: vocal mimicry. The drongos are able to mimic the sounds made by many different species that inhabit its desert environment. These include birds such as pied babblers, glossy starlings, sociable weavers, and pale chanting goshawks, as well as mammals like meerkats. Scientists tracked 64 fork-tailed drongos over a span of nearly 850 hours in the Kalahari Desert in South Africa, close to the Botswana border, to unravel this unique behaviour. They found that drongos can catch up to 23% of their daily food by making false alarms and stealing their target's dinner.
I don't know how that last one got in there, but that was trash. She left it at the snakes, damn it. The snakes should have been damn number 1. You feel me? Look, which one of these phenomenons were the worst? Which ones are the worst, and have you ever been through one of these? I've been in a locust swarm. Very not pleasant. It happened in New York when I used to live in New York, man. When I was a kid. It was crazy. Locusts were everywhere, man. You can barely see anything. But them locusts is that shit's serious. They ruin your crops. They eat everything. You feel me? But that movie is just a little extreme that I referenced earlier. Y'all just, man, if y'all interested in that movie, I advise you to go watch it. It is an interesting movie. But look, man, hopefully y'all like this video. If y'all made it this far, you know what I'm saying, consider subscribing, put your notifications on always so you see these videos as soon as they drop. Subscribe to my vlog channel, it's in the description down below. Just be waiting on me to drop these dope videos that I've been sitting here editing them and taking my time to do it right. But yeah, like I always say, man, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. And I'm out though. Bye.